Howdy there, folks. Hope everybody is doing well. We are back on Campaign 12. We are up to episode 27, and yeah, these episodes have been somewhat beefy, fairly long. The campaign has been fairly long. I've been trying to end the 63 campaign season for a couple episodes, and we just keep getting battles and battles and battles, and the slog continues. I don't know for how much longer this campaign is going to continue. On the top line, see, it's really not that close. I mean, we're just hanging in there 80-99. I think the battle results, the fact that we control pretty much everything that we started with except for West Virginia after 2.5 years of fighting, and the fact that we've inflicted not quite 50% more casualties, but, well, I guess it's 50% right beyond the 128 that we've taken, because we've done almost, 90,000 more. So we haven't inflicted twice the amount that we've received, but we have done well. We've won a lot of the battles. We've been on the losing end of the trade warfare. However, I don't get it. It's busting a game. And you can see it absolutely does not matter. On economy, right now they're saying that we're close, or we're not that close, but previously in the last episode, we were actually virtually tied in terms of economy stuff. So not the size of the economy, but all the factors that play into that. Credit rating and some of the corporate profit stuff. So that was nice to see. The AI is going to try to establish itself in Tennessee, build a supply depot right north of Nashville. Ain't none of that gonna happen without some contest, and we're gonna start that contest right now. Last episode, I thought there'd be no battles. If you watched the episode, you know that turned out to be, as usual, wrong. Yeah, we had a good bit of action in that one, and that was a fun one to do. But we want to try to keep the Union out going into the off season here, the winter, and yeah, that's how we do that. I don't think they're going to do it willingly, so have to use some course of suggesting. All right, so Army of Alabama is over here. It says they have no supply. But there is a supply depot here. Sheep's Corps may be eating it up, which was so Johnson's Corps is up here. They should be in supply. Walker's in overall command. Excuse me. All right, it's just going to be a while before they get around to some stuff. But I'd like to think that they'll get readiness and supply back. Yeah, we own that fort, but it doesn't really matter when we lose it. If you didn't hear me in the previous episode, there's not a lot in the policies or acts department. I feel like with the CSA, it gets, they're missing that top gear that the Union has, right? There's no Bank Act 2. The Ag 3 and 4 acts just are not as good as the Union's Ag 3 and 4 acts, what the Union can do with its trade potential, and so there's not too much there I want to do. I guess I could do industry anyways. Why not, right? I'm not doing anything else, but we don't have industrialization, so we can't really do anything up here anyways, so whatever. Mexico we could do, though it gives some benefits to the Union and costs us some recruits. We could easily afford the recruits, but we don't need French intervention, and I'm not buying French weapons. But speaking of weapons, and this is one of the things I realized in the previous episode, we have a number of units that don't have decent guns. And so one thing we can do is improve everyone we can a bit. I think artillery is fine. I think it was mostly infantry. Yeah, Springfield rifle musket over the Springfield musket all day. Wow, I was wrong. Reboard are okay, but Springfield rifle muskets I've kept them better. Richmond rifle, that's fine for us. Maynards, yes, planes, all that's good. I know that there was a cav unit, who knows in what army, that had Okay, so it was none of them, but they had the mixed cav weapons. I was like, ugh. So what is it? It's these last 4 brigades here. I kind of hate doing it one army at a time, but I'm just not going to remember these if I go in later, so I guess this will have to be the way we do it. And we'll get just about everybody upgraded, at least in this army. That'll be the Army of Tennessee. Maynards, Mississippi's. It was these guys. We'll give them Maynards. We have more than enough cav weapons. I don't know if I can give cav weapons to infantry. I don't know if I can mod the game to do that. I'm tempted to. I really want to get in there and try to mod the cost of these weapons a bit more. And really mod the cost of cavalry and make it just more expensive to have so that it's more difficult to spam. So here we had two batteries. That's kind of an unusual build. Alright, they seem alright. What did the AI... Was this the AI or was this me? No, this was me. Alright, so they have reboards. Alright, they have 6-pounders. Let's just upgrade them while we're here. So we'll give you some Parrot, and then we'll complement that with a Napoleon. And over here, what do we got? Okay, we already have a Napoleon, and alright, so we have a Napoleon. Alright, mixed muskets, let's try to rid ourselves of these. Yeah, you're out west, so let's give you those. Oh, goodness, we gotta give these people reboard muskets, mixed muskets, or reboard muskets and Springfield muskets. But we'll do reboard first, those are better. But this is one thing we can do to help. Not that the Union has been very busy at all out in Arkansas. It's been my experience the last few campaigns that, for whatever reason, the far west push is just not interesting to them. It might have to do with the importance calculations that the AI does. Alright, fine. But I would think in theater they would still register something as important. The population centers, Carrollton, Fort Smith, something would ping on their radar and draw them down here, but not so far. Alright, 6. Wait, I did these. Alright, so we'll do a Napoleon, and then we'll do a 3-inch, I guess. There we go. And I think I already did that over here, so I know you're not there yet, but we're gonna get you there. And reboard. There is, you can manually click automatic upgrade. I don't do it that way because I just don't. I don't always agree with what the AI says are the better upgrades. I think if Springfield and yeah, reboards are what's left, I think that's probably about all we can do for the Army of Arkansas. So we'll let them go. Quick check on the finances. Yeah, it ain't great. Even with all the subsidies we've cut, it's not super great. On the income side, how our tariffs are holding up. Alright, we have 7 million. What we're doing... actually, counter-propaganda... Reduce enemy support in loyal states. I mean, so the big deal there would be Virginia. Otherwise, propaganda, I think, would generally be the better one. But yeah, we're using our diplomatic subsidies to go after trade deals. We just did another one. It was within the last month in game. And so it's probably too soon to tell. And then we're going to keep ag subsidies high for one more take of farm mechanization and then cut those subsidies down. So that I think the only subsidies we would be running would be the diplomacy ones, because I kind of expect them to maybe pay for themselves, but it's really just an experiment. I haven't done too much with the CSA. I did this with the Union. I found that trade deals was hugely lucrative. Really ended up being kind of the best, financially the best policy, or the best path forward to run your economy, was do not much else than spam trade deals. All right, there's a buildup here that I have not been counting, but okay, so that's probably not much. The third core might be, so what is that, maybe 15,000 total? Yeah. First core. All right, so we're looking at about 30,000. I don't see the point of letting them embed themselves here. So while they are kind of out of supply here and likely to have lower morale, I'm not going to move Ferguson's corps up first. I'm going to let the other armies move in and then follow up with others. Hampton's division, we're just going to hold now. But, it's just like the CSA in the real Civil War. You can either hold on the back side of this, or you can push up and try to hold on the front side of this. Maybe control of some IIPs might flip, but we're not going to take Alexandria just by, deciding which bank we're going to end up on. So not too interested in that. I'm also not interested in running a kind of counter blockade against the Union. As much fun as that would be. Or am I? I'm really not. Over here, I guess, yet again, I think it was that third core or whatever it was. They tried to get something going, and we just, not today, man. Not today. But it looks like they're back to building over here. Now, we are into the, I think we're into the campaign off-season. So they may not like these orders. Right? They think that they should be resting, it's wintertime and all that other stuff. What is going on? Alright, so that, even not falling back, that's what we ran into. And so, basically it's going to be 20,000 versus 17,000 until reinforcements show up in 7 hours. I wouldn't leave it to the air to chance, plus, here to fight battles, and I kind of want to see what battlefield we roll if we end up getting Newmarket, which is a pretty good one. That would be fun to play, and yeah, let's see what we get. So we rolled Appomattox Courthouse, and we're also spinning around in circles for reasons. Good immersion there, but it's only a 3-pointer. It's not that great. It is noon. All right, they start us off with an advantage, and yeah, it's going to be something like this. I will pause you until we have contacted some sort of battle, and then I'll unpause you. All right, so... All right, let's try that without giving all of us motion sickness here. But they went... This kind of split push, but I saw the Cav went south first because you can see way too much in this game. So I repositioned myself a little bit in front of the point. Probably more than was advisable, but we have one battery in the center. We have one off to the left here. Maybe some last-minute positioning. We'll move you over there. We'll move Lane up to here. The Cav, I'm actually going to sit over there. We don't need scouts anymore. We know where they are. And so it's going to be on Davidson to kick out some skirmishers and to push up a bit into that forest and try to hold them there, and then let the artillery do its thing. Again, against the cavalry, it's, I don't know how well that's going to work, but there is more than cavalry here. think we're pretty much starting up a brigade. No, we're not. I mean, in terms of manpower, it's the same, and most of my brigades should be... I caught most of that cough, but not the beginning of it. But I think most of my brigades are pretty full, so if theirs aren't, that means that they'll have more brigades than I will. We are at least given the advantage of defending. I'm not sure how much this artillery can see. I'm trying to not block it with my own infantry, and I was kind of expecting them to come through this field here, but they haven't done me that favor, so we're hanging back here and seeing how things develop. But I think 6 brigades of infantry and their skirmishers might be enough to try to deal with Hobson's cav. We'll push Lane's division up as well. Campbell here goes to try to secure our right, because we do know that there are, I think, at least 1 or 2 brigades we saw that are moving down on our right. But I think that might be Anderson's artillery that's found them and is opening up. It is, yeah, someone on that horse has his spyglass out, and he's flapping them in the right direction. All right, and good. Now, I don't know if that's Gorge's or George's battery. They've also found the same targets, and so they're moving to start putting a morale penalty into them. All right, with Discord hopefully now not creating any more Discord in the video, we can move forward with what is one of the more numerically even battles. Though we started with an advantage, so it must be in morale. And there's probably a pretty good chance I just removed their line of sight, which is too bad because Anderson's battalion looks good. They found something that they can shoot at. I don't know that I ordered them up there. That doesn't seem like something I would do. I mean, it absolutely does, but... Alright, so we'll have that battery try to focus over there. I guess they also have an angle, or at least 2 of the sprite cannons do, although I guess all 4 look like they're reloading, so... If I really wanted to micromanage them, I guess I could put them up on this ridge here. And I do want to micromanage them, but I'm not going to. We're going to try to let the divisional orders take care of most of it, except for the cav, which is out here. And yep, sure enough, there they are. And we'll move up to the forest's edge. And we'll get into it. Try to find ourselves an angle where we can see most of this. See over there on the far left, they're just taking cover. And there's at least 2 brigades out there now. We're in a pretty good position to deal with it with our cav and 1 infantry brigade. Could probably lug this battery up here, but if we get pressed and this division folds, we're going to lose the battery for no good reason. Yeah, the Appomattox Courthouse map, it's one of those. I feel kind of like Murfreesboro, like Fredericksburg, the 2 maps that we had in the previous video. It's a good map. It's got a mix of a number of things, right? It's got a mix of woods, if you like that. It's got a little bit of an urban area, smaller than others. No major big water feature that breaks up the map and creates choke points. That I'm okay with that. This stream here and a lot of the fighting seems to take place around Appomattox Courthouse whenever I get this battle, and this episode's not all that different. This ridge right here is very powerful. And it really controls, right? Getting Appomattox Courthouse is actually not that important. Getting that area there. But getting this ridge allows you to control pretty much whatever happens down there. I say this unironically, this is actually a decent move by the AI. I think this is exactly what the AI should do when confronted with skirmishers. Probably the best thing would be to kick out their own skirmishers and then advance behind them. But otherwise, just push them back. Right? Come right at them with a brigade. The skirmishers will fall back when they're under that kind of pressure. And then it will just be a kind of brigade v brigade fight. Oh, wait, those were skirmishers? Wait, or was that a brigade? Well, yeah, you don't want to sacrifice a brigade to do it. So, the right idea, it just didn't quite work out exactly the way it was supposed to, and apparently none of these skirmishers have actually reattached, and so they're still sitting up there providing a screen. Those two brigades, my guess is, are going to meet a similar fate eventually. There's no supporting push by the Cav. There's no Cav right to improve their morale. We can see that the lead brigade, I don't know if that's Schley, they're starting to break. You have other brigades that are back here that are unengaged. So at a certain point, it's the right move, but they probably should just stand off, put out skirmishers, wait for everyone, and then go ahead and push forward behind those skirmishers. I don't know why after so long that still isn't kind of how the AI pulls off every attack. To me, it doesn't really matter whether you're in assault mode or what. It's the best way to attack. You can recall your skirmishers when your brigade gets in range if you're worried about not packing enough punch. But that looks like the second brigade that's lost now, and now they're just feeding them in piecemeal. And yeah, the good news is if you didn't like this map, this battle will not apparently last very long, because this was not one of the AI's better attacks. And with dead even numbers, I expected better, even though morale-wise they were not probably up to this battle. And that looks like a third brigade routed. So yeah, that's gonna be it, man. That was a quick first battle. And what do we know? I mean, at least they didn't take 1,000 casualties, but we took almost none. Alrighty. Oh, excuse me. Back in game. Man, I wish these coughs would telegraph themselves. I would pause them out for you, but they are just sneaking up on me. Anyways, that's that for that first battle. Why is Spain thinking about intervening now? Oh, I guess it's policies. Tariff Act, letters of marque, breadbasket. What? What is going on? That's a lot of cap. Where is this going? That is a lot of cap. That's enough cav that I'm a little concerned about how it's going to go. So I'm going to go back in and we're just going to see how this plays out. I don't know. I also don't know why we have 227. It must be a battery. All right. So having loaded in, we are defending. And yeah, we're back on Appomattox Courthouse. So I don't know that this will necessarily go the same way. That is a lot of cav if and when they get in. And since they have to attack, they kind of get to set the pace. So this is going to be another case where I'm just going to pause it until they come in. I do want to get a look at the terrain. So it's pretty good artillery terrain. It's got those slight undulations. The artillery doesn't want monster mountains or anything like that. But if the cav moves, it's usually not going to give you too long to shoot at it. All right, I'll bring you back when I have something to show you. Well, we found where they are. They're marching up this line here. I don't know how they're going to go. It looks like at this point they're going to go this way and then maybe over here and straight on through. It really does depend. I really don't recall if we have reinforcements coming in? I don't think so. I don't think that there were any scheduled to show up, and it's early in the morning. Not that really affects things too much, but if we were getting reinforcements, nighttime is a good way to bleed out a bunch of those hours without being in combat. I did manage to get most of these troops either in the forest, the artillery. I think there's a bit of a break here, and hopefully they can. I might have to finagle them back a little bit so that they do have some sightlines. But yeah, artillery should hit cavalry pretty hard and cause them a bit of concern. But we are trying to use forests or parapets, skirmishers, every little advantage we can get. Cav, when they get their skirmishers back, they'll about 2,500, so we'll have one full brigade, but we're up against at least 3. And so, you know, if one of ours can nullify one of theirs, then we're going to need the infantry to have, I think, a particularly good fight against the enemy cav to pull even. All right, we're going to get our scouts back since we can see them, for whatever reason, we could see them through those trees and over that hill. And all right, they're coming in. They look like they're a little unsure if they want this fight. I hate to rush the attack, but I also feel like if when the numbers are this small, if we're able to break one of those cav brigades, we gotta try. No, we just want them to shoot. Also getting the feeling that they're not going to come over here on the left. Famous last words, I'm sure. But let's move like this. Yeah, we actually don't have... It's hard to tell. Yeah, they look like they're about to break. But you know what? I've seen this show before, and it does not work out well. So, good to the AI. It was a good move on their part. Coming down this way. Let's recall our skirmishers since we're moving. Let's try to get our cabin in position to maybe hold them up. There is a chance that they've outrun their infantry, although I have kind of condensed cavalry and artillery movement speeds. Basically made artillery movement faster and cavalry movement slower. Here, let's move you over to there. Yeah, see, they have more over here. So now they are going to end up together. So that's 4 cav brigades and 1 infantry brigade. Yeah, I don't know. If I were them, if I could choose sides, I would definitely prefer to have that kind of army composition, which should be expensive, because that dismounted loose formation cav is nasty. All right, we're gonna move our cav back. think you all need to be a bit tighter here. Okay, you get over here. You all, what are you doing? Oh, you're Cav. All right. Can we actually shoot them? Can we bombard? I don't think so. But man, that would be juicy if we could. Huh. If I really wanted the morale advantage to be spread, I guess I'd probably put the Cav somewhere back here, but then they're not going to be able to shoot. I mean, I could scooch this whole division down and then keep the Cav here and just keep them in the middle of the fight. It's tempting, but I've gotten Cav screwed up plenty of times trying to do silly stuff like that. Alright, let's move them. I don't think those guys have any shot over there. So we're going to move them back there. Alright, at some point, I'd like to, well, famous last words, I'd like to see them engage. These skirmishers are just going hog wild. Though they're set to screen, they are, who are they? McClung? No idea. Those are apparently skirmishers to be feared. I have no idea what those guys are doing. But eventually that Cav's gonna realize you guys are nobodies and just mount up and attack. The ultimate sign of disrespect, they're gonna have their horses walk backwards into those skirmishers. Those are fighting actions, man. I guess we could use this opportunity to try to take this forest. All right, I think I'm gonna pause you because I'm not sure why the AI is jockeying for position when they're losing. Well, the AI has me in a sitzkrieg, and that's because, well, it is what it is. I suggested years ago that the devs do this differently, and use the victory points to determine the macro AI stance. Basically, if the AI is down on victory points, right, they're losing, then they have to switch to the macro AI, and if they don't have the force ratio to carry it out, then they just withdraw from the battle. I don't know if it's technically possible, but that would be the way that makes more sense. Whatever. It seems there were a lot of people who were complaining that the AI, when attacking, was too passive in other cases where the AI was supposed to attack. But they were people who seemed like they were just built these fortifications and they just wanted to watch sprites get mashed, making ridiculous charges. I would prefer in those situations that the AI just withdraw. And I think the devs kind of went more with those who wanted to see the sprites smash themselves on these fortifications. They said, even when the odds are against the AI, they'll still probe and look for attacks because people were spending all this time constructing fortifications on defense, right, in the hopes of that great defensive victory. And they were disappointed when the AI smartly withdrew, seeing that it was unlikely to win. And so in a game where the AI can still struggle and does still struggle tactically, it would have been one of those things that saves the AI casualties by being able to avoid those kind of silly attacks. But I guess there are enough people complaining that they wanted to see the AI make those silly attacks because the humans spent all that time in real life constructing their defenses, and so now we get stuck in situations like these where the AI is supposed to attack, but the AI has nowhere to be, right? And like real human beings actually have other things to do, and they're tired of just watching the screen go by. Yeah, I could mod the camera, but I feel like I fixed enough of their problems, so why also do that? So we're going to go in here, we're probably going to get butchered and take way more casualties than we should. Although if the AI had attacked, we still would have taken a ton of casualties, so what's the difference? Here, we'll say that they're on defensive stance. They're supposed to have skirmishers out anyways. I have no idea why they recalled them, but they did. And, yeah, I mean, that's a thing. All right, we'll move you up like that. All right, we'll do that. Sibley will get up there. I don't think any of you are now going to get your skirmishers out fast enough. The good news is it looks like they're leading with McReynolds, who is pretty beat up anyways. And so if we can get them the route, that'll be one fewer units to shoot at us with what should be pretty good cav rifles. No. No. Okay, I guess yes. Okay, whatever this is, yeah, there is definitely something going on with cav pathfinding. It could be something I've done, but man, leading with that cav, it's a joke, but it really does happen. Why they're getting... There should be nothing over here that's leading them to face this way. So I'm not sure what's up there. All right, they're set to defend. That's right. All right, they are as well. They're just not really moving here. This is so sad to see. When I saw all that cav, I thought for sure this was going to be a challenge. I mean, this happens to me sometimes too, but you can usually fix it eventually. What are these guys shooting? Fayetteville's? Yeah, they got decent range. guess they do not. Alright, so our cav have found some of their infantry in range. Good news is it's almost over. Probably should just attack from the outset, but I really want to see if the AI would just ever come around. And the answer is no. Oh, is this a charge or is this a rout? That is a rout. Good. Good. Now they are still going to melee our troops, and we still may break as if they charged, because infantry is in a melee with cav. Okay. Alright, you know what we can do? We can just switch them over to assault. Do the same for those guys. Let's not, yeah, let's shoot. All right. I kind of think that people who want the AI to just throw themselves against prepared positions, I'm pretty sure those are the same people who want to be able to shoot into retreating AI units. Like, I need to run up the score more. Why can't I shoot at them if they're routing? No, you can't. I don't know. You can melee them if you could catch them, but I'm sorry you can't run the score up against the hapless AI. Alright. The aftermath, 19 of us killed. On their side, 132 killed, 465 captured. So it's basically 600 off the board for them to 19 off the board for us. So that's a good win. Was that the battle that was getting auto-resolved? I think so. Alright, so Pawn Jr. can move in. Ferguson can move in. And we'll move them up as well. Yeah, I don't think Crawford's... I think Crawford's in that battle that we just saw, so... Alright, and over here, we're getting readiness back. That's always good to see. What is this? Assigned to army group. To increase efficiency. New army groups can only be created if at least one lieutenant general is available. Yeah, I mean, that might be cool. I haven't done it. This looks like it might be a cakewalk. I know, famous last words. But it would only be after a while. It'd be about 20,000 to 14,000. Still got to go in and fight it, just because I don't trust the AI. And you know, if we're not here for battles, I don't know what we're here for. So at first glance, this one is interesting. We are far away, and the enemy has 8 points worth of victory points, which is better than 3 we had. It's also Appomattox Courthouse yet again, and I have no gripes with that. But we're on the attack for once. We haven't been on the attack in a while, so let's see if we remember how this works. Okay, you should be detached. Get scouts out. Let's find them if we can. It's also pretty late in the day. Okay, they're moving. That's fine. And they're going to move as well. So my guess is we might be able to find them. Maybe. Get close to finding them. Then it's going to be day's end. We should get reinforcements overnight. Don't know that they'll be close enough to be able to hop in with us and kind of bubble hop forward. We'll see where the AI deployed. They tend to be in the habit of deploying pretty far forward, though making use of that rail line would be very wise. And they can fall back to it where they are. I don't really want Cav in the woods. I'm okay with my infantry moving through the woods, but I don't really want my Cav there. So let's move you over to there. Davidson and Lane. Move you over to here. Fast forward. Yikes. They're coming for me. All right. If that's going to be the case, let's not run from that fight. Not yet. Let's do that. Try to get ourselves oriented. All right, so Pawn Jr. is here. Where, actually? Wow, that was... Okay, the other end of the map. All right. Sure. Sure you are. Let's just get you moving. See how far you can make it. Stuart, wherever Stuart is, let's see if we can get Stuart up to here. Let's see if that could bubble hop. Up Pawn Jr.'s force for the next day. Okay, their skirmishers are out harassing. You know what? That's just fine. You want to do that? That's fine. That's cool, man. I have no idea what kind of weapons they have. Jocelyn's, that should be okay. Again, the AI should be in a line, not in this kind of very odd formation. Just push on through, man. Don't worry about those skirmishers. Seriously, don't worry about them. Seriously. You need not worry about them. Don't worry about them. Okay. Having routed them, we got to move up before they get out their next set of skirmishers. Very good. Another ninja cough, man. Decided to go this way rather than this way. I guess that's alright. Yeah, if the infantry was in a line, we would be in a lot more trouble than we are. As it is, we're going to try to shoot that infantry, and which is blocking the other two divisions or brigades from shooting at us. We might also be able to shoot at that artillery. I'll knock them both out here. If not, we'll just eat the artillery for as long as we have to. Rossi is there, right? So Davidson is there. And we're going to continue moving down. Artillery I'm not as concerned about. So we're just going to detach that and actually march that up here. Same back here. Alright, we're going to detach that and bring that up here. Huh. Huh. Yes, Pond Jr., get up there. Okay, they all know to move. That's good. Stuart, get over there. Try to link up with Pond Jr. and pull them guys up with you. Alright, so this is the fight to watch until everybody else kind of gets into it. But yeah, the AI could have easily rolled up this cav brigade just by being in a line. You could engage with one brigade with skirmishers in the front. You could keep artillery on the side or not. Honestly, you'd probably want the firepower of brigades. You could have the artillery further off, and then the brigades could just come up on the flanks and force this unit back or rout it. That's why I think I think probably most unit formations can just get axed. Those are the divisional and the army level unit formations. And honestly, most of these, the AI never is able to use square or attack formation. So why give it to the player if it's not symmetrical? And honestly, how many players actually use attack formation or column? I've used them before, but it's kind of like why. A lot of the army formations are just silly. The multiple lines. The refusing of flanks is actually pretty cool when you do it at probably the army level is where you need to do it rather than the divisional level. It looks pretty cool, and that might help the AI. But I think the double line probably hurts more than it helps. That's me. Are we able to move up at all? It's looking like no. Melee is bad. Yeah, they seem okay with it all. Alright, so Davidson's where Davidson should be. We're going to get them out in a straight line. Lane's division is going to do the same, but they're going to do it up here. What? What? I have no idea. I've never seen that before. I've never just been playing a battle and poof, withdrawal. I thought there would be a timer or something like that, and I did not see one. So maybe it went off somewhere. But that was probably the right move by the AI and probably should be done more. Anyways, we're coming up to about the 60-minute mark. I know the episode before went a bit over, and so if this one goes a bit under, I'm not concerned about that at all. Yeah, this one has been an odd episode. There's been a lot of small-scale battles for being this late in the war and that many troops in the campaign. Alright, whatever. I think this whole episode has taken up less than 2 weeks, though, in the campaign, so yeah, we're in winter quarters over here, which is okay. And I've still made no decision about what bank I want to be on here, and waiting for the Army of the Shenandoah and the Army of the Potomac to get some of their readiness back. I'm really surprised with the experience in those armies. They haven't gotten it back sooner, but it's probably just seemed to me that they should have gotten it back faster than they should. Alright, how are you doing? You're in supply. I mean, you're the Army HQ, so we kind of expect that. Who is the other one? Is it Pol? No, it was Anderson, I think. It was Anderson. Who is now where? Oh, Anderson's way up here. I don't know, Anderson. It doesn't really feel like it's your fight. Robertson wants to move up. He can. You can move up. Polk can move up. I don't think we need to do too much more. Anything notable change here? Yeah, their national morale has ticked down a couple points. They've also gained 50,000 troops in the course of the last 2 weeks. Somehow our army field has climbed up to 378. Army upkeep, yeah. It's quite a bit for us. Surplus, so... Well, their budget has improved a lot, which is kind of odd, right? With the build-up, it went from almost $600 million deficit to under $400 million for 12 months. But still, it is a deficit. And overall debt, yeah, so it's really up there for them. But even with that debt, their credit rating and their interest is like okay, because I believe they've taken... Yeah, so they're on to Bank Act 2, so they've done Bank Act 1, and they did a lot of the other eco policies, so that at least shows the strength of the AI personality that I built for them, that they're taking the policies, that they can take on all that debt and still be okay because they've taken enough policies, particularly in the fiscal tree, but also I think in the projects. I don't know if it didn't tell us anything about the projects that were going on, but I would assume that maybe they've done quite a bit with improved credit rating and some of the others, so it's not that big of a deal. All right, we're going to push in here in November and excuse me, and see if we can push this attack back into West Virginia. I don't think we're going to be able to capture that supply depot. I think it's too far from our own supplies. No, not for this battle. Not that I'll say never, because at 12,000 versus 20,000, we should win, and it's another small battle, but it's not going to be in this video. So we're making progress. We're still not done with the 63 campaign season, but we are getting there slowly but surely, and we should start off episode, what is that going to be, 28, with a battle.